Hey there YouTube, welcome back to a black powder update, which is something that I haven't done for a while. So what I thought I'd do is I'm basically ready to announce my next project. I've been doing a lot of thinking and contemplating and working out finances, and it's been taking up a lot of time. It's been biting into stuff when I'd normally been painting. I've been, scouring websites trying to find figures. I've got, for something that would seem so simple, I've actually put a fair amount of thought into. But I am actually really excited for it, and I'm sort of dying to get started. So look forward to that video coming up some point next week. Also, sort of health-wise for me, my leg's still screwed. I'm still hopping around on a crutch and stick. I don't know what the hell's wrong with my leg. It's just for no reason refusing to lock straight. So I can't basically put any weight on it. If I were to put weight on it, it would just collapse. There's nothing that can be medically done for it unless unless I either volunteer to have it replaced, which we're talking years and years and years, and lots of pain and major operation and etc., or I have it lopped off, both of which are not particularly amazing answers really. So for the moment I'm just going to have to carry on with it as it is and hope that it sorts itself out. Like I say, there's literally no reason for it to start playing up like this. I didn't fall over, I didn't hurt it or anything like that. I just decided one day not to lock anymore, just completely out of the blue, even though it was locking perfectly fine throughout the day. Who knows? So that's been really playing around with me a lot. It really really affects my mobility. I can't carry anything. Even more so than when I was just being able to walk with a crutch and a stick. Now I'm literally on one leg, a crutch and a stick, and that's only literally because 2 crutches is just too clumsy. I find that sometimes 2 crutches can be, unless you're actually doing something, like walking further than you're comfortably able to walk. I find using 2 crutches in a house quite dangerous. They basically lock your arms up. They're clumsy. They catch things. They make you prone to trip. So I kind of prefer, although it's a little bit more muscle work, using a stick and a crutch. I actually find it a lot more agile to actually get around with. Of course, the other thing is that today is 1 year since I had to say goodbye to Bo. If you're like an older subscriber and you've seen some of my older videos, Bo used to be was my cat, and she used to be her own little YouTube star, appearing in my videos at the most unwanted times, falling asleep on my painting desk, sitting on my paints, knocking paint pots over, you name it, she was doing it. And of course the infamous bow shield, which was basically two big pieces of bubble wrap that I used to have to basically hang across the shelves to the side of me to basically stop her from trying to jump up on those shelves. So that's kind of hit me today a little bit. Not a day goes past really that I don't think of her. But anyway, I've been crowing on for 4 minutes. Let's get on and show you these chaps. So, like I said, these guys are the 3rd Lancers. They're commanded by a Colonel Martague, and these guys are the Warlord chaps that came in the starter set. So let's just give you a quick look at them. So, as usual, I always do my command, my cavalry, to be able to be split into 2 sub-units if you want to, with the this particular chap being an NCO. And let's give you a look at them. So these chaps have pink facings, and of course the big thing about these chaps is that they've got plastic lances. They're very flimsy. I don't think they're going to be particularly strong, but I suppose they are kind of flexible enough that you can more or less get away with sort of catching one and not snapping it. Although I think that if you were to sort of catch it on purpose sort of thing, it would probably snap. The flags are moulded, so although they're the correct size, I've actually measured them up against paper ones. They are a lot thicker than a paper flag or a paper pennon. So in that sort of respect, they might look a little bit funny, but I think they come out okay. I think they painted up okay. I made sure that I got my white and my red really rich, and of course I made sure that I gave them a coat of that rather awesome old school Games Workshop Citadel red ink stuff. Now this is amazing stuff. This has always been my favourite red ink. Nothing that you can get today is like it, and I'm quite lucky that I've got still got half a bottle of this stuff left. This stuff is amazing. If you've got some of this, it's amazing stuff. So yes, let's get a closer look at these boys. So here we have just two normal troops. They've got their musketoons. And as you can see, they're kind of, the actual figures themselves are kind of more or less, it's like they kind of just took the bodies of the chasseurs cheval and just gave them a different arm, obviously moulded some different arms for the lance arms, and basically stuck sort of a kind of a dragoon head on top rather than a chasseurs cheval head. So I think the bodies are exactly the same as the chasseurs cheval. The horses are the same as well, although I've got to say these particular horses aren't too bad. Yeah, so that's sort of a basic stand of troops. Then we have the command. Now the command, I did some conversion on. This is the sword arm that they come with, and it's horrible. It's the positioning's horrible. And the thing that bugs me the most is the sword. The sword is horrid, absolutely horrid sword. I absolutely detest these sword arms from Warlord. So what I did was I sacrificed two of my hussars from my hussar box, my Perry's hussars box, that I know that I won't be using because I always use units of 12. And I sacrificed their bodies and cut their arms off, and basically stuck one on the sergeant and one on the officer, and to give them decent sabres, basically. I also had to cut the sabre head off of his scabbard as well, because they all come with these fixed scabbards, or fixed swords and scabbards. And I just made him look off to the side just to give him sort of a different position. Horse-wise, they're all kind of chestnuts and bays, although I think I've actually managed to fit in a few different variations of colour for the bays. We've got one here with some rare big white markings, and of course a normal sort of bay. And the last unit here, again, I had no problems with them really. I think the only problem I really had was when I was basing them, I had to kind of move some of them around because of their lance positions. Now this particular lance guy, I had to kind of swap around positions with, because this lance was interfering with the sergeant's or the NCO's horse on the base next to him. So I had to kind of put them over this side. But it's not the end of the world. They still look pretty cool, and I can't say that they're an amazing experience to paint, but I think they turned out okay. So that is the first set of three. On to the last three now. So here we have the Elite Company with their stick-on shoulder pauldrons, and of course the moustached heads. Obviously the same type of pennons. And again a bay and a chestnut horse. I tried to give all my horses different markings, they're all kind of randomised. So that is the basic sort of unit there for the elite company. Then we have the eagle bearer stand. So a normal trooper here, a normal body here, and the metal standard arm and the metal head, I think, on this chap. For the flag bearer, flag is GMB. And finally the officer's stand with the bugler. So the bugler's got a pink, white horse with a pink muzzle, and the officer has got his slightly off horse, metal horse, with this awful leg support here. Now, if you, from experience on my old Chasseurs Cheval, I think, actually thinking about it, I think this officer is exactly the same figure that you get in the Chasseurs Cheval set, just with the obviously with a I can't remember if he comes with a set head. If he does come with a set head, then that's literally the only difference, because I'm pretty sure this guy's exactly the same. Although I haven't checked, but if it's not the same figure, he's certainly in the same position. But so again, as I mentioned slightly earlier, that I did actually give him a sidearm again, and got rid of the horrid thin sword, thin arm, that metal arm that you stick onto him. And then you have the rather boring bugler in a not an amazing position at all, really. Also, he's in his I guess his campaign tunic and not his dress tunic, because he's missing the lacing on his arms. But yeah, I think he turned out okay. And of course the officer is not an amazing figure, but I think he turned out okay anyway. He's got a nice bushy moustache. I think his position's a lot better than it was. So yeah, that's that. So that is the 3rd Lancers for the 2nd Brigade, 1st Cavalry Division. And that's the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed this little look at these guys. It was nice to get back to doing some Napoleonics. It's been probably a good 5 weeks since I touched one. Although, to tell the truth, these chaps have taken me the best part of 2 weeks to do. So maybe it's 5 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks. Like I say, I am ready to sort of announce my project. So look out for that video. And I might possibly put up another randomised video, because it's quite a nice day. It's quite early in the morning, so I might perhaps try and squeeze another video in. So anyway, thank you again to a couple of more subscribers, and to everyone who has put up with my non-Napoleonic shenanigans, even though I did only manage to limit it to about 3 videos, if you include my Team Yankee stuff. I have been working on other things as well. I'll actually just throw this onto the end of it, actually, because I do kind of want to show this off. I've posted pictures of this on some of the forums, but basically I had this like die-cast helicopter, 1/48 scale helicopter, and I've been I originally got it for Spectre Ops. And it's just been sitting up on my shelf for ages while I was kind of thinking about what colour to paint it, and to actually, to actually take the steps that I wanted to take with it, which was that I actually wanted to A, repaint it, and B, use up a metal 28mm aircrew that I've had sitting around for ages, and I basically took the plunge and actually did a full-on, not only full-on repaint, but also a full takedown, and so I basically took the whole thing apart and actually put pilots into it. So if you look carefully, you can see that that actually, when I took it apart, I got into obviously into the cockpit, and I fitted the 2 aircrew. Obviously I had to paint them up, and I was really happy with how they turned out. I also painted up the command consoles and stuff inside. I also did the inside of the cabin, and I also magnetised the door gunners here, so that you can actually have them either positioned in the doorway, or you can actually remove the gun, and also you kind of need to use tweezers to get them out, but you can also I don't know if I can do this on camera, but you can also take the door gunner out too, so you can basically have a empty position, and although it's a little bit stiff, you can still close the door. So in that respect, I was really happy with the way that particular little conversion came out. This is actually the stiffer of the 2 doors. The other one actually slides a lot better. And of course, to put him back in, you basically just slap him in there, and then put the gun mount in. Like so. Actually, just need to move them across a little bit. There we go. There we go. Back in. So yeah, I just thought I'd quickly show that off on the end. Really happy with it, actually. I think it's an amazing turnout of what was. I mean, it was a nice looking chopper before. Obviously, you can put the landing gear up on it, which is really cool, and you can actually also fold the blades up as well. But yeah, I was really happy with how that turned out, especially with the 2 aircrew in the cockpit. So yeah, that's just on the end. Anyway, that's the end. Hope you enjoyed it. Look out for my project video next week, and perhaps a bonus video too. So until then, catch you all later. Bye bye.